Hello, everyone. Welcome to the second episode of Girafa Show. Today we have a guest. She's gonna be with us probably, Golnaz, and the main guest
No.
today we're gonna have the Hadi. I'm gonna just say that hello and welcome both of you, and uh, because probably Golnaz, she's gonna be with us to the next and the next and the next. If you want, you can introduce yourself, and then we will continue with the Hadi.
Thank you. Hello, everyone. Hello, Hadi and Jalal and all others. My name is Golnaz. Now I'm in Spain. I'm from Iran and I study tourism management here in Iran.
And our main guest today is Hadi. And thank you and welcome, Hadi.
Hello, Jalal. Hello, Kolas. Thank you for inviting me. I am Hadi. I'm living in Portugal. Of course, I'm from Iran. And okay, I'm here. I'm glad to talk about my journeys and let's start.
Thank you. And at the beginning, if it's possible for you, we will be happy to just know you more, Hadi. And the Golnaz is going to be with us. So if you have a question, Golnaz, you can just interrupt me. It's a completely okay, totally okay. But just want to explain that maybe my question is going to be weird, that the way I'm asking, but the main is good. So the first, I want to know that who are you, Hadi, and why we have you here?
I study in Iran plant protection engineering, which is about protection of the plants against of pest, disease, and these stuffs. And in bachelor it was that, but in the field, in the master and the PhD, I went to the area of the controlling of the pest. So my expert, I could say, is I'm an entomologist. Probably you don't know what is entomologist. Entomologist is equal of insectologist, which is the knowledge of insects. So my expertise knowing about insects. Yeah, it's weird, I know.
Explanation is gonna be more difficult than
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna stop you and just back to the cycling. That's it.
Yeah,
That's good. So your hobby is cycling.
Yeah. And because of my field and my experts, which is related to the nature always, because we should go to the nature and collect the insects and bring it in the lab and work in the lab. So, by the way, and also based on my past experience in Iran with my family, my friends, we all always with nature. So I'm kind of dedicated to the nature, and now here I started to do cycling and have more experience with bike.
So when did you start cycling? As a kind of the more professional, because I can cycle.
Actually, I'm not that much professional because I don't have a professional bike, but is the things that regularly I'm using bike, and when I have time, mostly in the weekend, I try to have a long trail every weekend. But every day I'm using, even when I'm going to the work, I'm using bike, even in the rainy day, even windy, no matter. I would like to do that because it's kind of a sport. So it started 4 years ago when I started my new job in Lisbon, and then I had a lot of hiking and trail, but I thought maybe I can have more and more distance far away from way that a place that I hiking. So I decided to buy a bike, at least medium to advanced, something like that, based on my budget. And then I started to do regularly. It was the time that coronavirus started. Before that, actually. Yeah, before that. And then I don't know, but during the corona time, it was a good time for me to do cycling. Yes,
no
specific. Yeah, is that. And then mostly I because on that time it's too much strict that you should not go to the streets, you should not go out and this stuff. But in the Portugal there was a rule that at least 2 times per day you can go out because you need health. And also if you have a dog, you can go out with dogs also. So I use this opportunity to go out by bike in early morning around 5-6 a.m. and come back around 8-9, something like that. So I make the plan for myself, which point I can go, and then prepare stuff the day before. So it was the way that I start my a little bit more regular and professional way to cycling.
So at the beginning it was a hobby, and then you started thinking more professional. What's changed to be a normal or regular cycle with not professional? Because when we say professional, we think it's gonna be the racing and very professional, but everyday cycling. So what's changed? Do you need some different equipment, different bike, or something?
I think all of them is involved actually. Not only the thing that you are thinking that okay, now is kind of a hobby, now I'm gonna do that. No, it's not only that. Is if you, for example, I was following some social media that is about experts, professionals, cyclists. And also I started to buy some equipment like helmet and some specific clothes and also some protections, because I was thinking to go mountains cycling because my bike is maintaining bike. And these things motivate me to do a little bit more professional and regular, and then when you achieve your goal day by day, you have more motivated to go out, more professional, and it was the way that I get this motivated to do regular cycling.
So can I ask how? Did you have some kind of the far trip as a trip, not just going? And which one is going to be your the far as you can go? Which one is going to be farthest?
I had just 2, which one of them was in Lisbon, and the other one was here because now because of my work, I'm in another city here. But the farthest was in Lisbon. That in one day for me was a big achievement. It was around 90 kilometers per day, mountaining, go to the city, which is close to the coast of the Atlantic Ocean, and then come back through the mountains, which is close to the coast of and then it was a big challenge for me. On that time, I didn't realize that I'm gonna do it 90 kilometers. Mm-hmm. And but when I arrived, because I'm using the app of the measuring the kilometer, and I saw, oh, 90 kilometer I did. Unbelievable. That is, I didn't even feel that I did 90 kilometer, which is it was a goal for me that I gonna to beat this 90 kilometer again, more than that.
So you make a problem for yourself. For the next time, I should break that one. So, whole the day you were on the bike.
Sorry?
For one day you were at the bike. You were biking.
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So, because I want to know that because we don't know anything about the bike or the bicycles. So, if we want to start to be someone like you every day, so as much as I understand, you're not using car, you're just using the everyday for your bike. You're using that, and it's gonna be some equipment. And the first thing is, I think your country has some specific way, a specific facility for the bicycle. Yes, because for example, in Iran or some kind of countries, we don't have a facility like the specific way, a specific road, or that kind of the stuff they can protect.
To be honest, here doesn't have like Netherlands, Belgium, Denmark. Those is not like that at all. But of
so
course,
you're biking between the cars, if you want to.
Yes. Okay. Yes. It's not
have
in the cities. Yeah, of course. Come on. No, because the way that I'm using my bike is like I prefer like the mountaining and the forest way. In the forest, there is the road specific for bike, but in the road or mountain is not specific for bike, of course. But in the city, of course, there is a specific way for bike to go. There is facilities and there are other stuff, but out of the city, no, it is not.
So you said you have it in the city?
Yes, in the city, of course. Yes.
And what was the toughest challenge to use the bike?
I had one of the toughest is about that I have in Lisbon. There was an area which called Sintra is around 35 to 40 kilometers far above my home, and it's toughest, in Lisbon area and those areas in Portugal in overall. I think, based on my perspective, is not very high country. The maximum is around 800 to 900 altitude, and then this Sintra, there is a mountain foresty that have a specific microclimates that have different microclimate from the around there with Lisbon and other area. And there was a point that I decided to go on that highest point, which called Santuario de Peninha, if I don't made a mistake in the pronunciation. And then, it was the day I remember that I decided to do it on Sunday, and Saturday I start to collect my stuff and prepare the bike, because I know there is a way that is very tough for bikes, because before I hike those area, and I saw some professional cyclists that's coming back from that top to down, because from that top to down, the down part is a coastal area in the beach, which is amazing, so beautiful. But I saw that it has too much zigzag paths or roads, and full of the big stones, and petals and deep petals. But anyway, I told to myself one day I have to do that because it's so exciting for me. And then I prepared my stuff on that day. Tomorrow was Sunday, early morning. It was Corona time also. I started to go. I choose the way goes past through the village and the forest because it's less hard than difficult. But after I think around 1 hour and 45 minutes, I arrive in the highest point in the morning. I take a rest a little bit because I have very tough route, and then I started to calm down. The landscape was amazing. I just shocked, and when I'm biking that, I slowly I calmed down, but the slope of the mountain was too much, and then even the brake when I did. It didn't work very well, but day before I fixed the brake and everything. But anyway, it was too much slope, and then the bike was get faster and faster, and sometimes I just get out of the bike because I know if I go, I will because it was yeah. And two times, and to be honest, I fell down and or fell to the rocks. But always I have my health measure and first aid in my backpack wherever I go. Yeah, because no one knows what is happening with the bike or yourself. So I fall down. Twice I rolled in the rocks, but nothing happened to me, fortunately. Just the chain of the bike, it was out of the chain, the roll, and I fixed again the bike, and I started to finish until I arrived to the beach. And at the end, when I arrived to the beach and I turned back and watched the mountains, what did you do with this? You are a craziest basic cyclist that you did it, but I was so happy that I did that. It was the toughest that I did on that time.
Yeah. So as much as I know, that type of that kind of the adventure, the protection helmets and that, because I know you have to protect your knees and your elbow and everything.
Exactly.
It's very important, and also first aid kit.
Yes, exactly.
Okay. Do you have a plan to have a trip with your bike?
Yes, I really want to do that. Actually, I had a plan with a friend of mine that he's living in Lisbon. We made a plan, but something happened that we couldn't manage to do that. We wanted to have around 300 or 350 kilometers between Lisbon to Porto. That is, I think it's going to take 3 days, because we need to have a camp in the specific area and have a sleep bag and these stuffs. And I have this plan that I really want to do this kind of plan this summer. Now weather is not that much good, it's not predictable. Sometimes it's rainy, you don't know what rain is coming, but it's not good. But for sure I will do it this summer, because I don't want to spend, because another hobby for me is to traveling to other country, but this time I just wanted to save my money and I want to do this trip by bike to somewhere else around in Portugal, around 300 or 400 kilometers, something like that.
Do you need more equipment for that? Because if you need like more than backpack, you need sleeping bed, you need tent probably.
I have tent, I have sleep bag, yes, and I need to.
How is it possible to take these type of things with bike?
Sorry.
how it's possible to take many things with bike.
Yeah, it's possible. Yeah, in the first sight, they are thinking, "Oh, it's a like you should feel all this stuff in your machine, in your car, and then go somewhere else." But yeah, and with some bags that hanging both sides, and you can put your stuff, sleep bags, tents, and
No,
the
Hadi, let me clarify that phase. She knows that there is a box, but she wants to know
Yes,
it's
because
gonna be
I
heavy. Why are you gonna do that?
yes, exactly. First, heavy. Second, it
Annoying.
can affect your balancing because my problem with riding bicycle is this. I have
oh,
problem to balance myself on the bike.
I'm
So I'm
sorry,
thinking that if you have more things, it's harder.
I'm sorry, Golnaz, but your problem is a basic problem.
No, it's okay.
first,
But
first you
Yes.
should to learn how you ride a bike, and
but yeah,
then
but you have that special bags. You can have balance in that, and many cyclists. It doesn't need to have a big tent or sleep bags. There is some small, and here in Portugal, the temperature it's not that much freezing. Is the minimum on that time in the summer, for example, the minimum is 25. Imagine, so it doesn't need to have that much stuff. It's just need very light sleep bag and tent, so it's not a big deal.
I think
Mm.
it's very important when you wanna go and where do you wanna go.
Exactly,
For example,
exactly.
right now it's so crazy if I want to go out and ride a
Yeah,
bike because here is snowing and also the road is gonna be so slippy. So we need that kind of the winter tire. But for the Finnish people, it's so normal. It's so normal. They can go and ride a bike, and it's part of that one is gonna be just okay. It was slippery and fell down. Well, it's normal. Yeah, but the problem here is when it's gonna be snowing and windy. So
oh,
sometimes you cannot see, you cannot control. But it's happened for me once when I was riding a bike, and it was so slippery. So you don't have any control to your bike, so you're just going. Before I was
yeah,
watching them, and I say, okay, why you cannot just stop? But just once or twice it's happened for me. So you don't have any control to your bike. When you fell, you will go as much as they decide. I mean, the ice starts. Okay, that's enough for him. Just we will stop him right now. So I think it's very important because sometimes, according to the place, it's better to not going in that time.
yeah. Place, weather, climate, and the geographical of the country. All of these things is attributing the what you decide
Mm.
to.
Yeah, and also because, for example, there is some video about the people there riding at when it's raining. So raining stuff is much thinner than when you want to need to keep you calm, keep you warm. When it's rainy, you just need some very small power
Car.
to yeah. Yeah, but about that one, yeah, I know sometimes it shouldn't be bigger than that kind of the big bag, but there is some bikes for it. And I think there is a different type of the bike when you want to go far because some bike is not good because the seat is very important.
It is indeed. It
It's
is, and if it is rainy, you should have a protection for wheels. That's not full your all body with when the wheels
yeah,
that is
uh,
coming back your yeah. These stuff should be establishing your bike.
okay. So as a someone who's riding more than me and Goldness, uh, do you, do you have any tips for us if someone wants to start to ride a bike like you? Do you have any tips? One, two, three, four.
Oh, okay. I imagine that Golnaz can ride a bike.
Okay, yeah, that's a good one.
And yes, the thing is that not only riding the bike, any kind of sport, any kind of activity that you are eager to do that.
Mhm.
That's you should find which kind of activity or sport do you like really, and make you incredible feeling that after that you should try. This is the point that you go for that. For example, I start many sports with my friend or alone, but at the final I just find out that cycling and or this paddle is suitable for me. The first things is that, and after that you have to be patient in any kind of activity that you have.
Mhm.
Maybe it's hard, maybe it's not hard, maybe it's just need balance in your body. For example, many times ago I had gymnastic courses a lot. I love it, but here it's not possible to do that. But every kind of sport needs a specific expert in based on your enthusiasm and your abilities. But the tip for cycling is you should not give up. This is the things that every time that I did that, because mostly when I started at the beginning, I choose very normal roads, very easy, like 5 or 10 kilometer go and back, that much. And day by day, I increase the beat. You should. I enjoy that I did it because this is kind of the challenge. I like challenge for myself to beat my challenge. And beside that, I'm kind of the nature person. I love nature, and I love to be in nature, beat the nature in the sense of the sport, of course, not. Yeah, these things that is motivate the persons. Some people like, for example, go to the gym. They release themselves in the gym based on the activity that they are doing that. So for them, it's suitable but for me, is not that much activity that I like. I like the activity that is more in the nature. These stuff. So for me, for any person that wants to start either cycling or other stuff, is that you should see yourself that if you able or have that much eager to do that.
Do you prefer to be alone in your journeys? Because I don't mean not always, but I mean sometimes when you go there, you prefer to like enjoy your moment alone, like a relaxing time for you, or
For me,
if
it's
it's
not
possible, you prefer to be with your partner, friend, something.
No. For me, it's no problem to be with someone else because I like solo travel, I like group travel, hiking, and other stuff. The things that I like, I prefer to be with someone that is in everything. Not, I know the ability of the people is not equal, but I prefer the person that's to be in everything. That is not. For example, I have some friends coming with me for hiking. Mostly, that's after a while, half an hour. When I'm tired, I should see, I should eat.
Let's
Every
have a
half minute,
fun.
let's have a fun. Let's see it, and then okay, what is this little bit is not my type. That's a kind of person to be with the person. I follow that person. I enjoy that, but my prefer is not that much. But and still I will go with that person, go out, and still the person have nagging with me, don't walk a lot, and yeah.
So when you're going with your friend, you will go with Juja Kebab, not just.
Here in Portugal, kind of illegal to have a fire out because of
Fire.
the fire. Yeah, it's
They
totally illegal.
destroy the fun of nature.
Yeah, you just can have a fire in your place or something's up or down the ground. You should not the fire be in the
So
ground.
what you gonna do if you wanna eat Juja Kebab in the nature? That part of
You
that
should
you
make it before and
There
then
is-
take it.
no, that's a part of Persian culture that you can.
Yeah, true.
You
No, there
cannot-
is some park and some I know
some
how is
specific place.
natural park that
Uh-huh.
have
Mhm.
the barbecue that you can do it there.
But,
Yes.
Yeah,
I know
This is-
we have it here, but every time we went out with a friend, because sometimes we went go this kebab. It's I don't know why I'm saying that when we had a plan to talk about the cycling, but that's a good one. When I came here, they said that this is a kebab and it's so delicious. When they bring the food, they said, "What is this?" And they said, "This is a kebab." I said, What's this? Kebab is not a food. Kebab is the way you make a food." And then I explained what's a kebab, and I found out that the kebab for them it's close to something like the Turkish kebab. And I don't know, there is a name for that one. So they just put it's like a big sausage. They just in the same machine like a Turkish kebab, and they cut it very thinly, and they say, "Okay, this is a kebab." I said, "No, no, no, no. This is not a kebab. Kebab is the way you are making the food." So we went out with some friend, and one of them was from the Bengali. He was a Bengali guy, and the other was from the Indian. So they know what's a kebab, and the European people, what they are doing. I say, "This is a kebab. This is a kebab." So when you are going out with your friend, probably you should find some.
Yeah, this kind of stuff. Barbecue is kind of the way that to make a kebab or to be there or whatever. That's
Yeah.
or is this?
Yeah.
Can I ask another question? Have you ever had any experience in your journeys with bicycle to see someone with a new reaction or different type of reaction to you, or something that makes you attract, something special, something different that you memorize it for this moment for us?
I hadn't, but I have talked with friends that have this different perspective of the view. That's that seeing this challenge differently in his life. That he was living in Norway, and he did around 2,000 kilometers cycling, and he shared his experience with me, and saying that having this kind of goal and activity is not just physical, it's mental as well. And he gave me some points that how this activity can be can fit your body and mental in to quick all of the stress in your life. And he told me very good points. And then after that I was thinking that I remember since when I bought this bike, I never been have that fitter life. I have less anxious. I have dealing with the stress very easily, and I'm not seeing the normal day stress is a big deal. No. It's some things that is in when you are doing a tough stuff. Your normal days is not that much, stressful and hard as you did many big things in your life.
That's a challenge. It's a it's a combination between body and the mind. I think I've never been in a different. No, I've been in Germany, but I want to say that for me in Finland, it's a part of their culture to have a bike. It's so normal, and it's not,
Yes.
and it's so sometimes surprising me that old lady or some old man, they are just riding a bike. And I remember the first time uh, when I came, I had I didn't buy a professional bike, just a normal second hand. So I was riding a bike. It was very tough situation. I just riding, and it was, how can I say that? And suddenly, an old lady just passed me, and he left me and said, "How it's happened?" And I was talking with my friend, something like this happened, and maybe there's a problem with you. We say, "What type of the bike she was riding?" I said, "The bike." No, there is a kind of the electric bike. You know that? I said, "No, I don't have any ideas." Yo, there is a bike. There is some engine for that. So probably the second time I saw that, oh yeah, that was
That's
electric.
it.
Because of that, she was so fast. But that I just want to say that it's a part of their country and their culture that even the old people, they have the bike and they're using that. It's unfortunately we don't have it, at least.
Exactly. This is a very important point, I think. I also have this experience when I went to Netherlands also. I surprised to see these kind of people from 5 years old to 95 years old, all have bike. Even I see a building, fourth floor, just parking for bike, is full of the bike, and all the city people with the bike. Besides shocking and surprising, I was so happy that to seeing this stuff, and I was a little bit pissed that there is not these things in my country, and it's not. This is a part of the culture, to be honest, as you say, and in different countries, different. When I went to Switzerland, I saw that the people mostly using ski, and all the people
Yeah.
from 5 years to 95 years is always using a ski. Here in Portugal, most of the people using, beside the football, they are using the board for surfing in the ocean, because here is a lot of. So based on the type of the country,
They
the
have a
sport
different type.
culture.
For Finland is ice hockey because they're kind of
Yeah.
one of the fifths. And most of the time, Canada, Sweden, and Finland, they have a competition for the first team as for the ice hockey national team. So yeah, I know that one is weird, and it's very amazing that even the old people, they're not gonna say, "Oh, we cannot do that." So they're riding a bike, they're walking, and it's very important.
Tell us if you have more objectives, other goals that you have for future.
The thing is that I want to say to the people that that is my message, that you can do anything whatever you want. It's just matter of the your desire, and there is nothing that you cannot to do. And also I have some goals that with bike, even not only bike, because every year I was thinking that this year I wanted to do something very big challenge, not only cycling, maybe this year or next year I wanted to do skydive, for example, and then another the year I want to do or have a very long trip to Madagascar, for example. And then yeah, this big challenge, big dreams, why we should not to do that. And it's just matter you need to want to do that.
Last summer, I said like I will learn how to ride bicycle because it's one of the normal thing, one of the yes, one of the normal thing from childhood that they start. One is swimming, the other one is riding bicycle. It's super normal things here, activities for kids every age. But yes, maybe I will do it one day. I don't know when. I don't have any specific plan for that, but I will do it.
Thank you,
No
Golnaz, to with us. And for the
Thank you.
last word, if you have something, because Hadi is a main guest, you should wait, Golnaz. Or but Hadi, if you have something for the yeah, we will.
for invite me, and I really enjoy to share my experience. It's not a big things, but just my some point of experience that's about cycling. Thank you for inviting me, and
Thank you. And Golnaz.
You're welcome. Thank you. No, no, nothing. It's
Nothing.
just
That's
I
it.
enjoy to talk to you too, and that's it. Thank you.
Thank you. And we will have, hopefully, Golnaz with us in a different shows. But right now we're gonna say thanks and goodbye to everyone, and thanks you to following us. If you like this type of the show, please subscribe and follow us in the YouTube. We will try to find, and if you are a person that you think you have an interesting experience to share, you can contact, and we will have you at the show. It's gonna be our pleasure.